Alan Curtis of Engen Books. How's it going?
It's going well.
How was this weekend at Halcon?
This weekend's been really, really great. We've been with really good sales. We're reaching a lot of fans, so I'm excited to be here. I'm very, very happy to meet everyone who's coming.
Cool. So, was it better than last year? Or is it just as good?
It's definitely better than last year. They're just upping the ante. We've got a very, very high energy crowd here, and it's been great.
So, any new titles on your table today or this
We
weekend?
have Inner Child by Mathew LeDrews, which we launched this weekend. And we also have Big Honey, which is the book directly before Inner Child, which we launched back in April. So we've expanded the Black Room series, so anyone who picked all of them up last year, we have 2 new books to add to our collections.
Right on. Any new titles coming up in the next year?
We are hoping to get a second Infinity novel out for next October. It's still tentative, but we are going to try and push for an October release.
Right on. And last year you guys had some openings for people to send in books.
Yeah,
And
we've still got submissions addressed. It's submissions at engenbooks.com. Engen is E-N-G-E-N. And you can reach us there. All we require is either a short story, or if you're submitting a novel, the first 15,000 words, a short biography, and a short synopsis of your work. And we'll take a look at it if you send it along.
Mathew LeDrews of Engen Books, the author of Black Bloom and its sequels.
It's many sequels.
Many sequels.
Yep.
How was this year at Halcon?
Halcon was amazing this year. We had a slow first day a little bit, but it seems like people are a bit tighter with their money, but we had a phenomenal second day. We sold out of the first book and many others, and a lot of people came back. Writing panels were awesome. Everything was awesome. Halcon is always awesome. At its worst day, it is still the greatest thing I do all year.
Yeah, and you got 2 new books this year.
Yes, one was released last April at Sci-Fi on the Rock. And one was released today called Inner Child, which is sort of a new arc. So for anyone who wants to read the series and doesn't want to start from book 1, that's the way to go. You can get a fresh start with book 8, as weird as that sounds.
Cool. So what went into writing this book 8 of Inner Child?
Book 8, Inner Child, kind of starts... A few characters died at the very end of the last arc in book 7. You'll have to read it to find out who. But this is kind of starting fresh and trying to build from that tragedy and kind of go forward. But it's also kind of the end. I unapologetically say in the foreword to Inner Child that there are stages to the Black Room series, and the town of Coral Beach, which we created and we've been in so far, is only one stage of that development. So in a very real sense, this arc that we're in right now, which is going to last 3 or 4 books, is the end of Black Room. It's not the end of the entire series, but it's an end to this section of it, certainly. And you're going to see a lot of plot threads clue up, and that's a lot of fun. You're also going to see new stuff introduced that he can't handle, like very strong elements of the supernatural, which isn't something that's really native to the Black Room universe, and he has a hard time handling. And it's fun to see him handle it.
Cool. Right on. Anything... Ellen Curtis told me that you guys have an Infinity sequel planned for later this year.
Yeah, we certainly do have an Infinity sequel planned. We are tentatively planning to release it at Halcon 3. You didn't hear that from me. Because we're not done writing it yet, so there's always a chance that something else will come up. So that's not an official announcement yet. But we're really hoping to have it released for next one. Because we released Infinity, the first one last year, we kind of associate Infinity with Halcon. So we're going to try to always release them at Halcon. It's a sequel to many things, actually. As weird as it is, where all our books take place in the same universe, it is somehow, and I'll let my readers figure this out in the next year, it is somehow a sequel to Infinity, of course. It is a sequel to Ellen Curtis's short story from Compendium called The Tourniquet Revival. It is also a sequel to Black Room Book 4. That's a very strange mix of things. It ties together a lot of different elements from the Engen universe, and yet we still think it's going to be very accessible and a very exciting read, because last book in Infinity, we saw the team come together, and now we're going to see what they do in action, which should be great.
Right on. Cool.